You're welcome to My Father Taught Me series, Volume 2, Series 31, titled Antidote for the Spirit of Envy and Jealousy in Us. Antidote for the Spirit of Envy and Jealousy in Us. Recall in My Father Taught Me series, series 30, the two antidotes against the spirit of envy and jealousy were mentioned. After an illustration of a typical example with regards to how envy and jealousy subtly presents itself in our hearts, we shall now elaborate on the two antidotes against envy and jealousy in us and in others. Whereas My Father Taught Me series 31 will help us on how to deal with the spirit of envy and jealousy, particularly the jealousy in us without our knowing it. The spirits of envy and jealousy are so subtle that without the Spirit of Christ, it is impossible for us to identify this deadly spirit in us, talk less of admitting and dealing with it. What we consider as normal may just be the spirit of envy and jealousy. That was why David mentioned in the book of Psalms presumptuous sins, because we do it instinctively. Psalm 19 verse 13. Keep back thy servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. Then shall I be upright, and I shall be innocent from the great transgression. Sins of envy and jealousy leads to the great transgressions, even the first transgression in the law. Envy and jealousy, as earlier explained, gave birth to serpents too. The lie to get Adam, to break the law, and the penalty of first death till the present generation. The serpent has simply refined its most formidable weapon, which are lies, to continue its evil mission in the world. However, in about 2,000 years ago, the serpent encountered a mortal blow in his world, blinded by envy and jealousy. A mortal blow delivered by Christ to deliver us from the bondage of envy and jealousy transmitted to us by the serpent from the beginning, the root of lies that leads to death. Here is a simple example below of a most subtle spirit of envy and jealousy that we hardly consider as such. Assuming we were on the same work grade level or position within the same organization with someone, a good friend, a good colleague at work, and he got promoted above us, we happen not to be among the ones promoted. He came with the news in excitement to joyfully announce to us innocently about his promotion, in hope and expectation of us sharing the same joy with him in response. Kindly think about this and tell us honestly what our first inside heart's reaction and response were. Our first natural internal dark reaction was resentment, sadness, and a silent sigh with the questions, why not me? How about me? However, the countenance disposition will display outwardly in compliance with socially programmed expectations a congratulatory response. This response will actually disguise the disgusting inner displeasure and disposition. It will hail with a display of pleasant hypocritical demeanor towards the beneficiary of the promotion. This includes pretentious, adoring words of congratulations, which words are not beyond the lips. At this point, the spirit of envy has, by this act, been allowed to encroach into our hearts. This spirit of envy without an antidote ultimately will change the wonderful and good relationship once cherished with a friend and now turn it into a gradual thaw that erodes the promotional goodwill. The pre-promotion goodwill. This is unfortunately an envy-based anger, often being unleashed on the wrong person. It is in the intuitive spirit of envy that slowly emerged from the heart of the guy who was not promoted, knowing quite well that it was the establishment responsible for promotion exercises and not him who promoted himself. Next to follow will be acts of hostilities and sabotage built up against his erstwhile friend in the sense of working against anything that may further increase his friend's chances of successful achievements for the merit in support of the earned promotion. That is the point of completing the cycle of envy and jealousy in our hearts. And worst of it is that we are barely conscious of the hand of the evil serpent that has taken over the heart in that direction, whispering to us in the spirit that it is a new game of hustling and survival. And the psalmist said this: "Keep back thy servant also from presumptuous sins. Let him not have dominion over me." Out of the evil of the spirit of envy and jealousy, the heart would even rejoice at the downfall or untoward mishap befalling the promoted guy, whose crime and enmity came about simply because of his crowned and success of promotion. That act of evil is known as envy and jealousy. Question: since envy and jealousy are instinctive, how can we stop it? Answer: we can stop envy and jealousy with only one in two antidotes stated below. Antidote 1: keeping the commandments of the Most High, the original no-fail antidote. Now, Antidote 2. Yeah, sorry about the little break. So we stopped at Antidote 2. Antidote 2, following Christ's righteousness and examples in love as a free gift antidote from the Most High. Question: what is an antidote? Answer: an antidote is a medicine taken or given to counteract a particular poison. In this case, the poison of envy and jealousy. Question: how can we apply Antidote 1? Answer: the general instructions on the application of the first Antidote 1 is contained in the tablet scrolls called the 10 Commandments of the Most High. This was stated in the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 1 to 17. Verse 17 below is the special antidote for curing the spirit of envy and jealousy, which states, "Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's." Unfortunately, nobody was able to apply Antidote 1 according to the 10 instructions of the tablets, despite efforts by the giver of the 10 commandments through his prophets and others to help. It became necessary for the Most High, the giver, to provide a unique solution since nobody was able to apply the 10 instructions correctly. That brought us to Antidote 2. The Most High had to unfold a new plan through the image of himself, the Most High, in the full likeness of his image, through the Anointed One called Christ, as the final antidote to cure the world of all sins, of all diseases, including and particularly the spirit of envy and jealousy, indirectly responsible for the first sin on earth. Christ then went on to simplify the 10 instructions on the scroll into a shorter version, thus, in the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 37 to 40. Christ said unto him, "Thou shalt love the Most High, thy Creator, with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind." This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Can we now imagine how simplified and effective the Antidote 2 against the spirit of envy and jealousy can be? Take the promotion example, for instance. If thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, your reaction to him who was promoted and you not being promoted will cease to be issue anymore, because you love him as you love yourself, and him vice versa. That means the abolition of the spirit of hate and others. For the spirit of the power of love has been ushered in by Christ. The poison of the spirit of envy and jealousy in us, therefore, has been neutralized by Antidote 2, representing the fulfillment of the combination of the law of Antidote 1 and the life eternal in Antidote 2. brought forth by Christ in love, in his righteousness, examples, and salvation. May Christ in his love, in his righteousness, examples, and salvation deliver our souls from the spirit of envy and jealousy. Amen. My name is Steve Emmanuel Mojigbe, an author, a messenger, MFTMseries.com, a Nigerian. Copyrights reserved. Books published by Amazon Worldwide. Thank you for listening and remain blessed.